All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about the matrices. First of all, they are in a rectangular array, and you're going to see 5 different examples right here. This is a 2 by 3, then next to 3 by 2, 4 by 1, 2 by 1, and then a 3 by 3. And any time that the rows and columns match, it's considered a square matrix. So when we are discussing the dimensions, you always state the number of rows. So you can see counting down here, 1, 2 with the rows. This is row 1, this is row 2. And the columns go across 1, column 2, column 3. And the rows are always first, okay? Then the main diagonal of a square matrix goes from the upper left to the lower right. Let me show you that on the picture. The upper left to the lower right. This is considered the main diagonal, okay? So the first thing we're going to look at here is adding and subtracting, okay? And you already watched on the first video, so just try. I'll show you these two. Try these two first. First one's addition, and you'll pause the video. Second one is subtraction. Pause the video to do the math. Check that one. Now the third one, looking at that, pause for just a second. Hopefully it didn't take too long, but this one's not going to work. You're not going to be able to add this together, okay? These are different sizes. We have 2 rows by 4 columns and a 3 by 3. That's not going to work when they're not the exact same dimension. Okay, next, you talked about multiplying a scalar on the last video. You're just going to distribute that through. So pause the video, try first this one, and then the second one. Hopefully these are working out. Notice the size of the matrix stays the same. Little more work to do in this one. Take a second. Notice the 4 is being distributed to the front one. Okay, and you end right there. All right. The next thing to talk about is multiplying the matrices. All right, so first thing first, we want to talk about the size again, and we want to talk about how they're going to line up. So you can see this example right here. Now they went through, and we're just showing you another way here. We have a 3 by 4, okay, 3 by 4 matrix right here. And then I'm multiplying by a 4 by 2. So what you're looking for is to have these two numbers match, okay? The number of columns in the first one and the number of rows in the second one. And then if those match, it's going to work out. And the resulting matrix is going to be a 3 by 2. Okay, and you can see here they're showing you the first one of what the steps they did, that they took this row right there times this column, and you end up with the 19 right there. I think it's a little easier to see when we spread it out, and we will in just a second. Let's just go through this. I'm going to pause it here, so if you want to take a screen capture of this or write it down, just another way to remember this, okay? And a big thing you want to really star here, matrix multiplication is not commutative, okay? You really got to be thinking about the order that's going on there. So let's try one of these, okay? So first thing we're going to do, just like they did before, is we're going to spread out. We see we have a 3 by 2 and a 2 by 3. So that's definitely going to work. The two 2's match up, and we're going to end up with, under this lovely purple thing, a 3 by 3. So I'm going to write it out over here. So I have 2, 7, negative 3, 4, 1, negative 2. And then up a little over here, I'm going to write 0, negative 3, negative 1, 2, 5, and 8. I'm going to switch colors. And I'm just going to draw lots of lines here. Okay, separating all of these out. Here we go. Okay, and you can see what's going to match up. You're just going to follow along. So this very first corner spot right here in the blue, I'm going to have 0 times 2 plus negative 3 times 7. Okay, so 0, and then negative 21, adding that. Here we go. There's the negative 21. And let's just find out. There we go. We are off to a great start. Okay, next spot right here, we're going to say 2 times negative 1 plus 7 times 2. That's going to be negative 2 plus 14, and that's positive 12. Okay. Next one all the way across here, put it right there. So we have 2 times 5 plus 7 times 8. So 2 times 5 is 10 plus 56 is 66. Okay. Now we'll do the next row right here. So that's coming from the negative 3 and 4. Okay, and then we're going to go down each column here. So negative 3 times 0 plus 4 times negative 3. I'm going to end up with negative 12. Now I'm going right for the center spot. So negative 3 times negative 1 plus 4 times 2. We're going to get 3 plus 8 is 11. Next spot, second row, third column, we're going to say negative 3 times 5 plus 4 times 8. So negative 15 plus 32, 17. Okay, last row, red. So now we're going to be using this row right here and going down each of the columns. So 1 times negative 3 plus negative 2. Oh, I'm so sorry. 1 times 0, first, right? And then plus negative 2 times negative 3 is going to be positive 6. Next one, we're going to say negative 1 times negative 1 plus negative 2 times 2. So negative, we have positive 1 right there. Oops, I'm sorry, that's not negative. That was my dot. So negative 1 minus 4 more, there's negative 5. And then the last one, get one more marker here. Go through, we'll have 1 times 5 plus negative 2 times 8, or negative 16, plus 5 will be negative 11, okay? So now, number 2, you're going to try that one. Pause the video, take some time. And hopefully you came up with that answer right there. Let's take a look at number 3. I want you to try that one too. And you are able to see that that one does not match up. 2 by 3 and a 2 by 3 is not going to work out. This 3 and this 2 do not match up. The last thing we want to look at here is following and finding the whole matrix. So going through, you know, if I'm adding and subtracting, the matrix have to be the exact same size. So we're looking for a matrix with 3 rows and 2 columns. So 3 rows, 2 columns. And basically it just becomes a whole bunch of different problems. We're going to have x minus negative 8 equals 2. So x plus 8 equals 2. Subtract the 8. You get negative 6 right there, okay? Then the next one would be x minus 4 equals, looking in the same spot as the 4, is the negative 5. So I add the 4 over, and I'm going to end up with negative 1. Next row, we'll have x minus 3 in the same position as the 1. Add the 3 over, and you get 4. Next one, x minus negative 5 equals 9. So x plus 5, subtract the 5x equals 4. And then last row here, x minus 1 equals negative 7. Add the 1. X will equal negative 6. And then the very last one here, x minus 10 equals negative 3. Add the 10 over, x equals 7. Okay? And you can try the very last one, and you're going to know you're right when you add them back together and get the resulting matrix. All right, have a great night.